Awesome. So, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another AM session. With me here, we have the team from the BUSDY token, and I have Astro here, and with me as well, I have Ben Twister, who's going to be our co-host today. Ben Twister, I want to say hi to Astro.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hello, Astro. Really glad to have you on Gold Diggers today. It's really a pleasure.
Oh no, glad
Thanks
to
for coming. So
Awesome.
yeah, I hope you got something good in store for us.
So, also, is there anyone you may want to mute or something like that, or are you just gonna be the only one speaking today?
No, we can unmute. I can see Dina Toshi. I can't see everybody who's here, but if you see Flo Amina, if you see Cypher Knight, I can't see everybody on the list, but yeah.
Okay. I think we have Crypto Knight, but I didn't see Flumina, so
you can unmute Julie. Julie's on the squad.
Yeah, we have Julie as well. Julie, how you doing? How you doing, Crypto Cypher Knight?
Very good. I'm doing.
I'm doing great. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Oh, Julie, you might want to get a little closer to your mic there. Maybe reset your phone.
Yeah, I just did. Thanks. I figured.
Awesome. It's really amazing to have you guys in here, and we're all looking forward to this. So I'm gonna start with you, Astro. You want to tell us about you and how you got involved into the crypto space? Your background and stuff like that.
Primarily, I'm a trader, but I did some deployments and some Solidity work on Solana, thinking about doing a project over there last year, but was so caught up in trading on the bull run that Cypher and I decided, well, if we launch a coin, I was working on that with Cypher, and we decided if we launch a coin, maybe we should wait until the bear market, which seems counterintuitive to some people, but to us it made a lot of sense to launch something in a bear market that's a bullish meme, because there's always those bullish memes that run counter to the trend and counter to the bear market. So that's what we've got going on right now. We had shot up a lot faster than we wanted to be honest. We shot up to over $3 million market cap, and started as a stealth launch with one being in liquidity. So we shot up to $3 million a bit too fast a couple weeks ago. And then probably somewhat frustrating to the community, but we have just not done anything with marketing and rerouted our marketing wallet straight into liquidity, because we got up to $3 million and did not have thick enough liquidity for that to be a sustainable pump. So I kind of knew we had to cool it off and come back down. Although as a team, there wasn't anything we could do to do that, because we don't have like large stockpiles of tokens, and we weren't going to sell any tokens out of the marketing wallet or anything like that. So we just kind of had to basically do a good old-fashioned shakeout. In a lot of ways, this is an old-fashioned project. It was a fair stealth launch with no tricks. Everybody just bought the bottom. We shot up to 3 million because we have a super bullish meme and 15% BUSD rewards and some really outstanding utilities like our anonymous cross-chain bridge. We have our NFT marketplace like OpenSea opening up. So we have some really bullish stuff, anonymous swap, anonymous wallet, some incredible utilities actually, all packaged into this meme coin. So people got very, very bullish. And we just sort of had to cool it off a little bit. And the only tool we had was just to sort of reroute the marketing wallet into liquidity, thicken up that liquidity, and meanwhile spend these last few weeks building out our next marketing campaign and building out a huge suite of amazing utilities. So actually the Gold Diggers community really couldn't have a better entry than the one they have right now. This is sort of perfect timing for you guys, because you're able to kind of front run our next marketing.
That's really amazing. I had to switch out to my computer because I was kind of having a bad connection, but I think this is pretty cool. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you, Caleb.
Awesome. So I think Julie or Saifana, you may also want to tell us about you and how you guys get involved into the crypto space.
As for me personally, can you hear me okay? How you doing, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
Oh, great, man. I come from a little bit more of a traditional trading background. I've been trading stocks, for decades, and it's just a few years ago that I finally realized, crypto was going to be a thing that was, undeniably, going to be something going into the future. And so I kind of transitioned some of that, traditional way of trading over into the crypto space, and been pretty fortunate to have some pretty good success with trading crypto from the get-go early on, as Astro has, and we just linked up and happened to notice that there were kind of a lot of things happening, particularly in the BSC space with trading and projects that we were kind of just scratching our heads, wondering why things were done a certain way, and noticed that a lot of things were a little bit on the shady side, to be quite honest, and it got to be a game of trying to figure out what projects you can trust and which ones you couldn't. And once we started to figure out the mechanics behind it, we thought, well, wow, wouldn't it be something if somebody just really launched a coin, proper stealth, created kind of a fair playing field, so to speak, for everybody, where the team just buys their bags like everybody else and works for their bags, and form a strong community and just do it real slow, not make it one of these things where it has to blow up in 2 or 3 days or it's over, which we've all seen so much of, especially like in the last 4 or 5 months. And sure enough, it seems to have been very well received amongst the community, and we've been fortunate to attract a really strong group at the core of this community. Which brings us to where we are today, and we've actually been able to grow what started as just a bullish meme with great rewards into something that's starting to have some real utility behind it, and we're being approached by people that want to kind of introduce their underserved utilities. We have people with great technology that just haven't had a platform necessarily to get it out to the masses, and maybe get it to people in a way that's fun. So I think we can accomplish all of that with this coin, and we're just churning away every day. We have the VC open 24/7. We're always open to suggestions. We have people stopping by, just checking out the community, hearing what we have to say, and it's been a fun ride. So we got a lot of work. We're there around the clock, but I think you guys are going to see some stuff in the upcoming weeks and months. And I say months too, because this, like I said, this is not a short-term pump. This is a long-term project, and we have our calendars cleared out and some bullish things planned for days, weeks, and months to come. And I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but we haven't even listed yet. We're strategically holding out. Like we're pre-CG, pre-CMC. So anybody listening now, you are catching this coin. Don't worry. That's been out 5 weeks. We are still at a very early stage, and things are about to get moving pretty quick here. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's a very early stage, which a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their head around, right, Cypher? Because people are so wired for that pump of the day or that pump of 2 days, or you're like a dinosaur if you're 5 weeks old in the BSC. But the thing to remember is what coins last for 5 weeks, and don't go. What coins are able to hold north of $500,000 market cap for 5 weeks, going on 6? What coins do that? Well, I can basically tell you, because I've done a competitive review of over 350 meme coins on CoinMarketCap. Cypher knows that I spend relentless amounts of time researching trends and researching probabilities and other projects that exist. The fact of the matter is, once a meme coin, it doesn't really matter how you slice it. Once a meme coin holds over 500,000, the upside potential after a CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and we have amazing people in the community who stepped forward. We're also talking to Hotbit. We're also talking to Bitmart. I'm also on the side getting ready to talk to LBank and Gate.io. We're going to list on major central exchanges, tier 1 exchanges. We're going to start by listing on tier 2 exchanges. We're going to unleash a barrage of marketing that, frankly, the BSC has never seen before. And so what we wanted to do as a stealth launch, it seems a little tricky, but as a stealth launch, you end up with certain holders who are very immature for the size bag they have, because there were people who were able to buy these tokens under $500,000 market cap. Even now, they're very, very inexpensive as far as where we're going to take this, because we are on the road to 1 billion, as we say. But I even look at it like with a bullish meme and incredible utilities, we could go well north of $1 billion. But we also needed to make sure that our community, the people that are the whales, and by the way, anybody who buys a bag of BUSDY right now, I would consider a whale. You are basically a whale if you buy this early. And so we wanted to make sure our whales had a few key traits and attributes, because we can't do anything to control the way they trade, but all we can really do is just hope they're the right sort of people. So the last 2 weeks have actually been a patience test, because BUSDY's road to $1 billion is probably going to coincide with what I'm seeing in the charts, which is a bear market rally that will probably take Bitcoin to at least $50,000 by the fall. And with that wind at our back, that will be our road to over $1 billion market cap. And so we needed people who are patient, that were ready to go down a 2-3 month road. We didn't need people who had larger bags that were early buyers, who were ready to drop those the second we got near $10 million. And it all does come down to those liquidity issues. Why let those people that wanted to sell early sell their tokens at a higher spot price and extract more of our liquidity? So now we're almost down to just the most patient people, and with some patient people holding a large supply that are all early buyers, we really do intend to take this over $1 billion. Let's not make any mistake about that.
So it seems like I'll show you definitely bullish about it, but I just want to be a little bit fair. Do we know that Julie hasn't told us about his background? The reason for this is because we want the investors, the community here, to know how most people were able to start up a project, the kind of background they've had and stuff like that. It kind of educate people, it kind of give them experience as well on what to do once they get to a certain issue and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I really want Julie to tell us about how she actually came into the crypto world and stuff like that. Then before that, then we can go on with the BUSDY. So Julie, the mic is yours.
Thanks. Well, I'm not really a member of the working dev team. I'm a friend of the team. I'm a big supporter, and I've been there since the beginning, or I've even been there during the talks of the genesis of this project. But yeah, what I can say is that I'm extremely bullish as Pamp here, or even maybe more if that's possible. I mean, these guys are working their ass off 24 hours a day. If you've noticed, the VC is open 24 hours a day. So what I suggest is that everybody, if you want to do your own research, of course, do read the white paper, do the tokenomics, etc., but also come into the VC and listen to the team. Sometimes we talk about a lot of stuff, but most of the time, that's where new ideas for the project come out. That's where work is being done on the spot, and that's where you can feel the community and feel the sentiment of how bullish it is and where we're taking this project. And personally, on a personal level, I've been into crypto for almost a year now, and I'm learning a lot with these guys about terms like liquidity pool, trading, so there's a lot to benefit from this project. For me, yeah, of course, I'm in profit already because I think I bought in the first hour of when the project was launched. But I'm telling you guys, I'm not selling a dime until this is going to at least 1 billion. I'm doing the ride because think about it. The rewards are 15% BUSD, 15%. That's already a lot. I mean, if we compare to projects like, what was it, RocketFi?
Rocket BUSD.
Rocket BUSD, that project went to 1 billion and the rewards were 8% BUSD. And with the volume, when it went to 1 billion, people were with max bags were getting 250,000 BUSD a day in rewards with only 8%. So imagine with BUSD, it's 15%. And on top of that, with all the utilities that are coming and that are already there, like the anonymous bridge, those are fees that are going to go into the BUSD rewards pool. So it's going to be eventually much more than 15%. So imagine, you're not going to just make profit with your tokens, but you're going to make a lot of profit with those rewards. So I think I'm so excited with this project. And yeah, like Astro said, it takes a little patience. It's not going to be done overnight. We're in this awful bear market right now, but that's the best way to prepare. And these guys are preparing such an amazing marketing strategy and war. I would say that it's going to
It is
be
like a war, Julie.
epic. Yeah, it's going to be epic. I'm telling you. So guys, buckle up, because if you get into this train, you will fly literally over the rails.
Well, and some of us have been here. Some of us, like Julie, have been here. Like when we have built us, like, and as far as the trading goes, like Julie was one of the earliest CAs we got. She just sort of told you that it was just a pure stealth launch. We just started handing out the contract in private groups saying, hey, we just stealth launched this. And yet, as we've gone along, we haven't really even begun our marketing campaign. We almost overdid it. We tested our marketing for 10 minutes. We have a proprietary, we'll just call it a marketing engine. What it really is a suite of technologies that we've built with our own sort of in-house coder. And I don't want to say too much more than that, but rest assured, it's very gray, it's very dirty, it's very naughty. But we tested it for 10 minutes and we gigapumped from a $400,000 market cap to a $1.4 million market cap. We immediately turned it off because we knew we didn't have the liquidity thickened up correctly to pump like that or to pump that fast. And since we turned it off, though, that gigapump got us so much attention that then we gigapumped again up to over $3 million market cap. And all the while, we knew we had to perfect that particular piece of technology because it required too much personal attention. And we wanted to just be able to run without us having to mess with it too much. But once we turn that on, we just have called it the good button. It's a good button to be able to press. And for those of you that have been in a lot of projects, it's the kind of thing that usually costs $15,000, $10,000, $25,000 to hire somebody to do, but we've built our own in-house setup for that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, and if you don't, just trust me, green candles are fun. But at the end of the day, we also understand most of the people that we're going to be selling our token to from here on out are going to just be the type of people that buy green candles, and that's okay. It's not my trading style. My trading style is to find something on a dip, find something with strong fundamentals, find something with a strong team. And honestly, I am obsessed with logos. I'm obsessed with the bullish meme. We have the most bullish meme in the BSC. There's been easily 50, if not more, projects that have baby busties and busty boys and busty 2.0s. That I didn't quite understand what Busty Boy's theme was, but I guess this boy was Busty, since Busty's kind of a play on boobs, right? Because we really are, at the end of the day, just a fat BUSD rewards token that's all about celebrating the boobs. And people think, well, aren't women offended? I've never seen more women in a crypto Telegram group than we have over at BUSDY, so I guess not. But, you know, what we've been able to do for the last 2 weeks before we start that marketing blitz, and I know that once we break out and the green candles come and we turn the marketing on, obviously the buys are not something that we're all that worried about. But the thing we've been concerned about the last few weeks are just these utilities, which we've mentioned. I'll just give a little detail on. We're using Block Blend technology. Block Blend's an amazing project and a great dev over there, a genius, really, Creative Cosmic, who created something that's not been as appreciated as it should be in the space, but an anonymous bridge. And we have this technology. It's on our app called the Titty Twister. I don't know if anybody's here in a chat room or something like that because I can't see it on my screen. But if you guys have a conversation pit or a chat for this AMA, some of you guys that are here from BUSDY, go ahead and post the link for the Titty Twister in the chat so that you guys can get your eyes on this. You're going to really want to see this. So if some of you guys could just put the Titty Twister link in the chat. I don't know, Caleb, is the chat running right now?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, yeah, guys, put up the link for the Titty Twister. Everybody go look at the Titty Twister, and I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of what it does. And you can also read over the instruction set we have there. Imagine you have some B&B, and you're tired of all your friends knowing what your wallet address is when you go play a DGen. Here's one example of using it. Then you could just send B&B across the anonymous bridge, the Titty Twister, to another wallet that doesn't even have gas. You just start a new wallet. Send some B&B across the Titty Twister, and as far as the blockchain goes, that B&B will just magically appear in this new wallet, and no one will know where it came from. It just is completely anonymous. So then your imagination starts to go, like, say, Caleb, you run, you know, a social media platform, you're hosting AMAs. There might be certain reasons why you would not want to give out your main address where you have your holdings, where you do your trading, to someone who's, say, paying you for an AMA or something. So you could use the Titty Twister to have an anonymous wallet. Anonymity is a huge narrative. What we have is like Tornado Cash, but it's better than Tornado Cash because Tornado Cash has, you know, it's slower, higher fees, and Tornado Cash only does Ethereum. The Titty Twister does Ethereum, Binance Coin, BNB, BSC, right? It does Polygon. It does Chronos. It does AVAX. You know, it's multi-chain. The chains are always expanding. From what I understand, some of the things brewing over at Block Blend might be Bitcoin, PulseX. So in terms of all of that, that's huge. That's groundbreaking. We just had one of the team from Block Blend in our 24/7 VC over at BUSDY, which if you ever do have questions, guys, feel free to drop in anytime. We do have that 24/7 VC at BUSDY. We just had a team member from Block Blend come in and let us know that we were going to be the first to white label the anonymous swap. So now you're going to be able to buy cryptocurrency anonymously, move it over an anonymous bridge into an anonymous wallet, which will also be coming as well. And, you know, when you look at the anonymity narrative, if you haven't looked at that narrative, it's very, very bullish. And if you have, you almost can't even believe that a bullish meme project, and we haven't even mentioned anime. Anime is one of the most bullish, underutilized things. We've all seen the dogs. We've all seen the kitties. But what about anime? Anime is so bullish, you guys. There's so many people that just get excited about anime. When you go into our community, you see the amount of fan art that's already starting. You see the amount of engagement with our meme contests, and you see the kinds of things that the community's doing creatively. Because what makes someone more creative than boobs? And what makes someone more creative than anime? And so we're going to have this bullish meme with a super creative community, 15% BUSD rewards, and all these amazing utilities. But what you might say, well, why utilities? Well, because when we take profits from the utilities all generate fees and they all generate profits. Like either today or tomorrow, and you guys are front running this, I would highly consider front running this. We're launching an NFT marketplace, which some people aren't that excited about because they think, oh, great, you're launching NFTs. No, we're launching an NFT marketplace to sell other people's NFTs. This is better than OpenSea. Emperor, the dev for that project, who's done 11 smart contracts interacting with each other. It's a breakthrough NFT platform. The fee structure is better. The interoperability is better. We're going to have it. It's the first one is launching on BSC. We're going to have it on Ethereum. We're going to have it multi-chain. And I probably shouldn't even say this, but we're also going to have anonymous NFTs. Nobody has NFTs that can show up in your wallet and be anonymous. And that's a very, very good utility, considering that you might not want to use your favorite NFT as your profile picture on Twitter, because then everybody could use the blockchain to find your wallet. Well, not if you use what we're going to have, which will be anonymous NFTs on our NFT marketplace. We're not hawking NFTs. We're not trying to sell busty NFTs. We're going to have a very, very limited number of NFTs for busty that are just ownership NFTs that give people a percentage of the profits. But also, as a busty holder, you're going to get a percentage of the profits from all of our utilities that will be fed into the BUSD rewards distributor, which will come out as more BUSD rewards. And already you can get more than 15% rewards, because if you look at our top holders, because we were a stealth launch, most of the time when you launch something stealth, there's all these sniper bots that buy your launch. And you have to be concerned about these sniper bots, because sniper bots, in case you guys don't know, if the dev doesn't take care of the sniper bots on a stealth launch or any kind of launch, you really have to be concerned about all these sniper bots that are just going to sell. So we blacklisted all of our sniper bots and turned off their rewards after a day so that they got the refund of whatever they bought a max bag for, because we weren't even trading yet. So they were able to get a max bag for like $1. So we left their rewards on for a day to give them a refund. Then we turned off their rewards. So there's dozens of wallets that cannot ever sell busty. They are technically part of our supply because they're blacklisted sniper bots. And you can go in and look and see those. And there's a spreadsheet of them. And we've posted all the addresses and things. And there's also a Medium article about it, our launch procedure Medium article. If you go to our Medium, maybe some of you guys could throw up our Medium link, our link to Medium in the chat here. And you can even throw up our link tree, guys, in our Telegram portal, and throw up some material for people as they're kind of going along. So you guys can check out our Medium articles. And we have a whole article about the launch procedure and blacklisting sniper bots. So I won't bore you with it, but the long and the short of it is you're going to want to have some excitement around it, because it increases your BUSD rewards theoretically, because those people who had sniped us are not getting their rewards. So actually the rewards can go up a little higher than that, even to like 17%. And plus, with the profits from the utilities, also adding BUSD into the distributor wallet, which just uses smart math to distribute things around and increases with volume. See, we've had low volume the whole time. By the standards I'm looking at it through, we've had low volume, because I see a day where we have $1 million a day in volume. And I see a day where we have $150,000 going through our distributor wallet. And that's going to be just incredible amounts of rewards for early holders with big bags. Adding to that would be the rewards that come in from the utilities we've got. And we're talking with all of the best devs in the business to give us more utilities in what we call the Double D app, which is another boob reference, but the Double D app is going to be a suite of utilities that's going to be really second to none. But if you want to check out the first one that's live right now, check out the Titty Twister, and some very, very bullish stuff coming in today or tomorrow as well.
That's really amazing, and we're so happy to get all of this information. But actually, normally the way we do it here is we try to break it down for people to understand every detail about a particular project and stuff like that. One of the way we do it is by asking questions, and that alone people can get to understand the concept about the project. So I don't know, maybe we can, I mean, I'm happy with the introduction. It gave us, I mean, a lot of insight about BUSDY and how you guys came up with the idea and what target you guys have hit so far and the upcoming target you guys plan to hit. But I would just like to break it down so that people in here can get to understand the concepts behind behind BUSDY. So I'm gonna start with, in regards to BUSDY, what is BUSDY all about, and how did you come up with the idea of BUSDY? So I'd like to know about that. Then if I can go up with the next question.
That's a quick answer. BUSDY was just the way that Flo, who's one of the core team, who's not here today because he's on the night shift in that 24/7 VC we run, but that's what he calls BUSD. For some reason, he would always call BUSD BUSDY. And when we were trying to think of what we were going to call it, we just thought, well, we're going to do a stable coin reward because that seems like a good thing to do in a bear market. And so he kept saying BUSDY would be the token we're going to do the reward in. And then from there, we just said, it sounds like you're saying busty, which is sort of the word for a woman with large breasts.
Awesome. That's really amazing. So my next question to you is for how long has, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. So my next question to you is, for how long has the project been around, and for how long have you guys come up with this idea, and how long has it been working in for the investors in here?
What would you say, Cypher? I would say we've been talking about the idea of an anime token since Cat Girl. Cypher and I were big whales in a project called Cat Girl and had bought it around $1 million market cap and went on that journey up to $1.2 billion with Cat Girl. And we'd sort of have been fascinated by anime tokens for a while, right?
Oh, most definitely. And, we had, even going back to the fall bull run, we had conversations about what would be a good coin to launch and different coins we'd like to launch. And the synergy kind of worked out perfectly with the whole, the name BUSDY tacking on the Y and, the play on that, what the word BUSDY means versus BUSD, which is BUSD rewards. And just being fans of the, anime genre and realizing that was very underserved. It kind of worked out great. If you look at our logo, you can see it's pretty obvious that it ties in with that theme, and it is anime. And this token is only 35 days old. So, and we really launched in potentially one of the worst weeks and heading into some of the worst weeks of the year in the BSC and the overall broad markets in general, which I think is just a testament to the strength of the community and the validity of the project. As in other words, we weren't waiting. A lot of people were waiting to do launches until the next bull run comes around, or to where there's better conditions in the market. And we thought, what better time to just go ahead and do it, because we're not really reliant on just hype alone or necessarily the outside conditions. Yeah, will it be great to have the wind at our backs and have Bitcoin running and all the markets running and money flooding into the market, and we'd like to see a lot more volume coming into the BSC, which we expect will happen. It's in time, whether it's takes weeks and ultimately months for maybe the big rush to come in. Nobody can predict that. That's going to be fantastic. But in the meantime, what can we do to develop a project and have something that's interesting for people to get involved with, no matter what the conditions are on the outside? So, and that's kind of a running theme with our token, and we're not even reliant on just the new money coming in and the rewards alone. By adding the utility, we're going to have multiple income streams that are going to feed that distributor wallet, so that holders are going to benefit from. Obviously, when there's great volume, they're going to benefit. When the spot price of the token itself goes up, they're going to benefit. And when more and more people come and use our utilities, get used to using that anonymous cross-chain bridge, all the other suite of anonymous utilities, the wallet, the swap, eventually potentially some type of off-ramping, all of that is in the roadmap. And the NFT marketplace, that Astrid just mentioned, is going to be super exciting because, we're not just, a lot of tokens come out with NFTs, and it always boggles my mind that they will rush to get an NFT collection out, yet they don't even have a native marketplace to trade that, and they end up sending their users and traffic off-site to some other marketplace that they're dependent on where they can trade that NFT. We're doing the opposite. We're not rushing to get an NFT collection out necessarily of our own token, which at some point the market probably will demand, and we'll certainly do that at the time. But we're putting out an entire marketplace that will house other collections, and eventually we'll be cross-chain, we'll be anonymous, we'll have features that just nobody has yet, and with competitive fees.
Literally nobody has, right? Yeah. So imagine if you wanted an anonymous NFT, right? Cypher, like on OpenSea, say, you can't get it there. Well, OpenSea has days where they do $400 million in volume. The average amount of volume they do in a day is something around $20 million a day in volume. Let's say our fees are 1%, but we might do a little more than that because we have a premium service. But let's say our fees are 1%. We can adjust them between 1 and 5. Then, a good chunk of that's going to go to our holders in BUSD rewards. So that right there could be another $1 million in volume that gets distributed. And it seems like a little bit, but when you start adding it up, and for people that are buying bags this early and for this low of a market cap, if you have a nice big bag of BUSDY, the chances of it actually becoming a passive income vehicle for you for the near future while we position ourselves in the market for an epic run, it's kind of a no-brainer, guys. Like, I look around at all the different projects in the BSC, there's nothing better than BUSDY out there right now. That's why we have 50 copycats. And that's not really bragging. It's just all all facts,
That's super amazing. I kind of like the fact that you guys are speaking more with enthusiasm. It shows that you definitely know what you're doing. And from what I've been looking at the chat. It looks pretty well, and it looks so tempting as well. So that's pretty amazing. But I have a little concern here. Why did you kind of use the BUSD stable coin, and why not any other coin, maybe like BNB or maybe Solana or USDC and stuff like that?
Well, we don't want to tell you how to trade your other coins, but what you can do is you can take BUSD rewards from this project, and a lot of people that have big bags that have been here early have been doing this. The smart thing to do with your BUSD rewards while the market cap is low is actually to buy more BUSDY, because it's the best project in the BSC, hands down. And I'm not just saying that. If I wasn't the dev, I would have more BUSDY than I do now. But the truth is, you can buy whatever you want with your BUSD, and it's always going to be worth $1. And BUSD is the most stable of all stable coins. If you looked at what happened when Luna unpegged, USDT went to 82 cents. Circle was pretty strong, but maybe not the best either. BUSD went to $1.08, and it's backed by CZ, it's backed by Binance, and we're all on the smart chain down here. So I think BUSD is by far the best stable coin you could choose, and you're free to buy whatever you want with BUSD. And if you like Solana, whatever token you want to acquire during the bear market, you can buy it with your BUSD.
Indeed. So that's pretty amazing. So let's get into more details about BUSDY. I would like to expatiate more about the project. Because I've seen a couple of projects with rewards and stuff like that. So I would just like to know for how long do you guys think the BUSDY reward will last? Because I've seen a couple of projects out there, once they start giving out rewards like BUSD, at some point the people don't receive it anymore for some reason, maybe because of the contract or something. So I'd just like to know what plans you guys have put in place to let that kind of incidents not happen on the project?
Well, yeah, rewards are always volume dependent, but they're also dependent on, they're also dependent on whether or not the devs seriously wanted to give out the rewards. So we absolutely are thrilled to give out the rewards because, in fact, the team is just holding their bags just like every other investor. And the way the team's going to get paid is through BUSD rewards. So we're in this with you guys. We want to see the volume go through the roof, and we want to see the rewards print as much as anybody because the team is just holding their bags for rewards. And we're making a legend. In case people don't know, we're not sort of like paper-handed, sort of broke devs that care about making 4 beans. Cypher and I do projects where we make thousands of beans as investors, thousands. So we're not here to make really quick 4 beans or 10 beans and be like, yay, guys, we did our degen. And this is too much work for a degen. Just look at our Medium. Look at our white paper. You guys throw the Medium articles, throw the white paper up in the chat. You can go to our website, BUSDY TOKEN BSC. It's BUSDY TOKEN BSC. And when you start looking around, check out the Double D app. Start looking around or come to the 24/7 VC and you'll see we're building something with a long vision. We're building something that's going to take us on a long journey to well over $1 billion. We're not building this come here today, gone tomorrow type of project. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't know if I would invest in something that seems like it's over. This is just beginning. And I'll tell you when you're going to buy it if you don't buy it now. You're going to buy it at over $1 million. And you're going to be buying it at over $1 million within days. In fact, I'm not going to give you guys the marketing strategy because I don't want people to be able to trade it. I'm not telling anyone when we're listing on CMC. I'm not telling anyone when we're listing on CoinGecko. I'm not telling anyone when we're listing on Hotbit. I'm not telling anyone when we're listing on Bitmart. I'm not telling anyone when anything happens. But let me just tell you, when we start the marketing engine and these things start happening, you'll come buy it at like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or $10 million. And if you haven't really studied asymmetrical gains, asymmetrical risk, and force multiplication, you can't possibly know how much better it is to buy something at $700,000 market cap than it is to buy it at a $7 million market cap. But the simple way to put it is your money buys 10 times more tokens. And so at a $7 million market cap, your 10x is 70 million. But if you buy it now, your 100x is 70 million. And your 1000x is 700 million instead of your 100x being 700 million. And to me, guys, the reason why you buy meme tokens, the reason why you buy tokens in the BSC, it's because you want 100,000 X's. And when a project has the potential to do that, you just hold it. And it's that much easier to hold Busty because she has boobs.
That's great. So talking about Busty, being connected with the boobs and stuff like that. Why do you guys feel like people always feel like the boobs is kind of attractive and it catches the eye, and I think that's the whole concept behind that. But I mean, aside from that, what else do you guys have in store to make people know that BUSDY is going to be having a great utility and it's going to be here for a long period of time, and stuff like, because that's I believe that's what people want, right? And I think you did mention about the BUSD reward. That's as well amazing. But people always want more. We can't deny the fact that people will always want more. Probably not now because they might be enjoying the reward, but in the future, they might want to demand more and stuff like that. I think you did mention maybe you're gonna be having CMC, but you don't want to tell us about that as well. But
it's not maybe. It's not maybe. It's 100%.
Awesome. So what else does BUSDY have to offer to people? Talking about the underage, there are a lot of people who kind of care about their should I say, probably because of the Christianity stuff like that. They don't want to implement themselves with some kind of maybe books or pornography or something like that. But we can force these people. It's their religion. It's their it's the way of them living their life. But they are much more interested in getting involved in projects. So how do you tend to differentiate these people? What are your words to this kind of people who want to get involved in Boston?
Well, we have a policy which is basically, we call it PG-17. So we don't allow anything that's nudity. And even with our NFT marketplace, we're going to be doing partnerships with a group of social media influencers called OnlyFans is one of our early partnerships for our NFT marketplace we're going to be doing. And we're not going to allow anything that you couldn't see on Instagram. So if your religion was sort of so strict that you're not allowed to look at Instagram, then BUSDY's probably too naughty for you. But if you're allowed to look at Instagram, you can see anything on our Telegram or anything on BUSDY's NFT platform. We're going to keep it. And that was a concern that exchanges had as well. But we're going to definitely keep everything to where it's non-nudity. So in no way is there any sort of pornography involved. It's just frisky. It's just fun. It's just sexy. Like Julie, a lot of people have this kind of question. What do you think about all the boobs on our Telegram group? Like, what's your reaction to it?
Well, to me as a woman, it doesn't shock me because, like you said, it's not nudity, it's not pornography. It's just sexiness, if I may put it like that, and it's charming and it's indulging and people like looking at it, and it doesn't go much further than that. We handle it with class, and as far as there's nothing hardcore. There's not any pornography on this project, so it's just sexy, and sexy is nice. Sexy is fun. So who doesn't like sexy fun? I don't have a problem with that as a woman. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let me try to expand more on that. It's not mainly about who doesn't, and it's not mainly about who doesn't want to get involved with that and stuff like that. People have their own, should I say, their own belief for some reason. That's their own belief, right? Let's say, for example, Astro, I may want to get involved in a project. I'm kind of getting a feedback. Knights, you want to mute yourself? Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, Astro, I'm this kind of person, right? And maybe I'm under 18 years of age, and all I care about is getting involved in project. Maybe try to get, maybe my couple of 2x or try to get 3x. And I believe everyone is here to make money, but most people tend to, at some extent, involve their beliefs. And once I get to see projects like this involving boobs and maybe kind of pornography or something like that, they lose that attraction of the projects, right? They'll be like, well, this, I don't think this is my calling. I have to move on and stuff like that. So my question to you is, what else do you guys have, in store, so that these people will get to realize that, well, BUSD is not just about what you might be thinking. It's not just about the boob aspect. Forget about this and you look at the other utilities we have building up and stuff like that.
I hear you, Caleb. Well, as someone who comes from a marketing background in real life, I can honestly say, yeah, we're probably not going to be marketing to the Christian community. You might remember a certain crypto project that did market to the Christian community. That was called BitConnect. Anybody remember BitConnect? BitConnect was maybe the most infamous scam in crypto history. So I would highly suggest anybody who's marketing a cryptocurrency and using religion to market it, I would be very skeptical of any coin that was tailored to religion. But as far as coins that are somewhat religiously neutral or not controversial, like let's just say Bitcoin, that's true. But Bitcoin doesn't have a bullish meme. And Bitcoin has already done its 1,000, its 10,000, its 100,000x. So if you want to get in on something early with some guys that know how to sell, trust me, boobs sell. End of sentence. But also, we realize that being rated R is not going to help us sell it either, because we would struggle with some of the types of things that a project like Cumrocket struggled with, and we don't want that either. So that's why we keep it to PG-17. That's why we keep it to Instagram-friendly imagery, and that's why we sort of have the lines that we don't cross. But at the same time, like, how are we going to reach out to more religious holders? We're not. We're just not. And no offense to anybody's religion either. I just don't necessarily think crypto is a great place for a religious conversation per se, you know, unless money's your religion and unless 100x gains is your religion. But in terms of your actual religion, you maybe, you know, make some sick gains on BUSDY and then convert that into fiat and then donate it at your local congregation, and that's a win-win.
Oh my God, Astro, you're so.
And you know, I think I could expand a little and answer your question. The bullish is service. That's just the that's like the icing on the cake. That grabs people's attention. It's fun. It's a play on words and all that. The marketing we're going to be doing, there's no way you're going to be exposed to this coin. You're not going to know that there's more under the surface, because we're going to be pushing our DApp, which is a next gen level DApp. It's going to basically be a virtual marketplace. You remember about 25 years ago when e-commerce became a big thing, right? The birth of Amazon and all the online shopping and everything like that. We're on the precipice of an era of coming into what I like to call V-commerce versus e-commerce. I don't even know if that's been a term. Maybe I just coined it. That's virtual commerce. And we're going to have a next-gen DApp that you're going to go into, where you're going to be like basically walking into a futuristic virtual city, and you're going to be seeing like something from like Cyberpunk or something like that. And you're going to be seeing signs, neon signs, where you can click on portals that will take you into all of these great utilities, whether it be the cross-chain anonymous bridge, the anonymous swap, the anonymous wallet. We've got some things lined up that are entertainment venues that we can't quite leak yet that are going to be there. Obviously, the NFT marketplace, which is working on cross-chain capability right now to where you can buy ETH and BSC and different NFTs that you can't do on any other chain anonymously or any other NFT marketplace. So there's no way we're not going to feature those things. So if the question is like, how will people know that there's more to it than just a great looking fun anime big boom meme coin that pays great rewards, which, by the way, just that feature alone is enough to take the coin to $1 billion. We're a fork of, and it's no secret, we're a fork of Rocket BUSD, which did that on 8% BUSD rewards with just that. We've taken on the likes of the anime marketing and the anime artwork, say for Cat Girl was, for example, was mentioned earlier, which went to over $1 billion with just the anime theme and really no utility besides that. Eventually they had some NFTs, but no marketplace, no rewards, nothing like that. And that went to $1 billion. So we have elements of both of those projects. We've studied their rollout. We've studied their rise to $1 billion. We've seen what they were successful with, and incorporated some of those elements and added a bunch more on top of that. So there's a ton there. There's no way we're going to just rely on the fact that we have this great, flashy, attractive, fun meme, which is fantastic. That will get a certain amount of people. But the people that want to know, well, what's long term, what's in it besides just that, we'll have a ton to be excited about and get behind, and they'll see the multiple revenue streams that are brewing. And hopefully that answers the question. But there's a ton more, and there'll be more rolling out as we go and more to announce as time goes on. And of course, we're going to market that very aggressively and let people know that BUSDY is more than just a bullish meme, although it does have that.
100%. I mean, that's just the point. The truth is, I believe, I think that it's not really about the bullish aspects. It should be about the thing behind a project, right? even if it's just about if it was about porn or anything. What's more important for you is it's what you getting from the project. What you have to put more focus on is how the project is going to do a lot of marketing on the project and stuff like that. But we are all humans. We are all different, right? Sometimes it's always like, well, I don't care what people think about this. I don't care how they feel about this. But as we are all mature, I feel like we at some point we have to care about what people do, because we don't know who's gonna bring in a great opportunity to what we have. Right? You might meet up an investor and he tells you, well, I don't like this. I think this can go this way, and just because of his opinion, you end up seeing a lot of people getting involved on the project. So people's opinion always count, but if people don't like it, that's just them, right? Just because they don't like it doesn't mean other people won't like it. But the month focus is it's not just about the business, but you just want to look at how the teams are working so hard to get the project involved. Forget about the animation if you don't feel fine about it. What about the project itself? How are the teams getting to handle the project and stuff like that? I think that should be one of the most focused people on the program.
It's 100%. You're correct, Caleb. That's the focus, and we understand people have a lot of choices of things they can invest in, and people have a lot of experience going out and chasing after candles and getting rubbed and getting beat down in projects. So our focus is always on creating value and creating something that people can feel safe in. They can sleep on their bag. They can check in the 24/7 VC, listen into the team, listen to some of the conversations about crypto and the market in general. Sometimes they see technology being developed right before their eyes, live on the video chat, website, the development, and people in the community making suggestions and us taking those into consideration. And all that is happening, and people feel very comfortable that this is something that's here to stay and that we're working hard to create ongoing passive income, ongoing value. We don't market ourselves as a DeFi project, so to speak, although we have some of the highest rewards in the space, and we're building great utilities that are going to have income that's going to flow through, not just to the project. A little bit, of course, goes back to marketing and to keep things going and keep the lights on and further development. But the majority, big chunks of that, are going to be directed to that distributor wallet. So you're basically profit sharing in any of the revenue that comes from all the utilities that the project rolls out as a holder, so that there is passive income there. So in a way, are we DeFi? I don't know. You tell me. Having a next-gen virtual marketplace where you're going to have access to portals to all these great utilities, is that, are we a metaverse? I don't know. You tell me. There's a lot of projects that are claiming to be this, to next level, 3.0, DeFi 3.0, or they're going to be metaverse, or they're going to have NFTs. They're going to do this and that. We're not claiming a lot of extravagant things on our roadmap. We're doing extravagant things and then letting you know that they're done once they're done. We'd rather just kind of over deliver than over promise and under deliver. So it's a complete 180 opposite approach than what a lot of coins do. So we understand. We're traders. We've all chased after projects and had hopes up for things that said they were going to do great things, and maybe they didn't come to fruition. So this is really a project for traders, built by traders. We're not looking to get, if you just want the 2-3x, that's great. But we're looking for people who want 200-300x and passive income along the way. You had mentioned about maybe why we chose BUSD rewards or a stable coin. Well, if we were giving you BNB or Solana or something like that 2-3 weeks ago, maybe we're giving you rewards in a $308 BNB, and then 4 days ago we're giving you, that same BNB is now $190. I know I personally, if I'm going to get a birthday gift, for example, I just want an envelope with cash money, right? I don't want socks or underwear that doesn't fit. I want, I just want that cash, and then I can do what I want with it. So that's kind of what a stable coin is, especially in this type of market. You do what you want with that BUSD, but if you don't like a stable coin piling up in your wallet as something is growing and building and going up in price and gaining strength and rolling out utility with passive revenue, then I'm not sure what else you'd be looking for in the space.
It's kind of everything, isn't it? It's like, we like to joke, it's better than Bitcoin because our white paper is 2 pages longer, and I added Bitcoin in my wallet, and I'm still not seeing any reflections.
Yeah, so I mean, personally, myself, if I even come across a project, right, one of the things I look forward to I mean, is the security of the project and the teams behind the project. I mean, I don't care about. I mean, if even if the name of the project the next Moon project, Moon NFT, Moon this, Moon that, I really don't care much about the name, right? I mean, people have reasons why the names are getting involved, but I mean, I put most of my focus on the team behind the project, the marketplaces, and how they're gonna market the project. I mean, that's one of the things we I believe as an investor we want to look forward to as well.
Well, as a marketing guy, I do kind
Or
of care.
Astro. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah,
no, I'm
right.
just saying, Astro. What's one of the main things we look at? You know, when as traders, we invest in the team. You know, a name with good advertising or a great name might catch our attention. The first thing we look at, who's the team behind it? What are they doing? What are their intentions? What's their experience? You know, how hard are they working? How accessible are they?
That's
You know, there's nothing. You know, going to sleep on a bag, and then you know, see like, oh wow, they're going to have an AMA next Tuesday, and then you're waiting 5 days, wondering is the thing even going to be there in the morning?
Yeah,
whereas we're available.
Yeah, absolutely. Most teams really don't work that hard, and I can see why, because it's a ton of work. Cypher would probably agree that we had no idea how much work running a project would be. I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I didn't know it was going to be 16 to 18 hours a day until you're done for months on end. But we're happy to do it. And I think a lot of teams actually get a little bit lazy. And as far as the security of the team goes, our market cap was parked for about 3 days at over $2.5 million. So if you can look at a chart, and a lot of people don't know how to read a chart. A lot of people don't know how to see a shakeout. A lot of people don't. Unless you come into the VC, you won't know that we had to thicken up our liquidity and let some of those early holders out. But if the team wasn't 100% Seifu, man, we are sure slow about doing our dirty naughtiness, because we just let that thing sit there at $2.5 million for days on end. It didn't do anything nasty to this project. All we do is the same thing every day, which is work hard. So that's the real BUSDY difference right there, is most projects will never sit at a multi-million-dollar market cap when they're a stealth launch, because that's when bags start falling on your head. Let's be honest. But at BUSDY, there's no bags falling on anyone's head. There's been some early holders that took profits, which you have to expect when people were already up 1,000x. But we've let a lot of those people out. I would say actually pretty much all of them are out right now. So it's safe to start the next leg of marketing. And you also have to just look at it from the standpoint of, where's the best entry? A lot of people now are like, ooh, I don't want to catch the falling knife, or I don't want to try to find. But I hate to say it, but in a way, a lot of people in the BSC are traumatized. They don't really know how to invest anymore, because they've been so traumatized by crappy projects that have bags falling on their head. So at the end of the day, you just got to look at it like almost more like a mature investor and say, if I believe there's a long view for this project, if I believe in their team, if I believe in their utilities, and I am one to believe in a bullish meme and a bullish logo, because sometimes that's just enough. If I believe in the rewards token narratives, or the secrecy narrative, or the NFT marketplace narrative, or all the other utilities, some of them we can't even talk about yet, but they're actually the most bullish utilities on our roadmap that's private that we can't talk about yet, are yet to come. And believe me, they're crazy bullish. And yes, they involve major YouTube influencers. And yes, they involve major real world celebrities that we have contacts with through our marketing background. And all these fantastic marketing things we can do as we increase in market cap. You look at something like that, and you should be less worried about what your exact entry is, and more just trying to catch it under $1 million. That's what I would be doing with an investment like this. And if you're the type of person that likes to trade breakouts, I mean, we could have a private conversation sometime about why breakout trading is not a very good idea. Breakout trading is where you wait for something to start printing green candles and then jump on top of them, basically. It's not the greatest way to trade. You can make money that way if you're lucky, but most of the time you end up buying tops. So yeah, it's absolutely a time to just say, I'm going to accumulate in this range. I'm going to accumulate BUSDY at around $700,000, $650,000 market cap, and I'll just accumulate in that range. And, you know, I would say at least get a little bag going so that when we double in market cap, when we triple, when we 10x, you at least, you didn't, you know, miss your chance. And I'm telling you this because I know, because I'm behind the scenes and I know when we're deploying certain things, you're about to miss your chance if you don't buy BUSDY now. You're going to get left in the dust. And our all-time high is by no means even close to in. You will get left in the dust. All I can say is if you don't want to get your position now at 600,000, if you're a breakout trader, that's okay. There'll be tokens for you to buy at 5 million. So check back in with us early next week and keep the chart open so that you can kind of evaluate your ability to judge projects and make decisions when you see the chart, because you'll look at BUSDY and go, man, that was one that got away. Like I didn't learn as much going on $1 billion moonshot with Catgirl as I did from SafeMoon. And what I learned from SafeMoon, when I saw SafeMoon, it was just a bullish name with a bullish logo. And I thought, this seems bullish to me. And I was looking at the SafeMoon presale. And it did not fill the presale, as I recall. And I said, if they can't even fill their presale, I guess I don't know. I'll wait. And then I saw it list on CoinMarketCap, and I said, oh, that was that presale that didn't fill. Well, I don't know. It's got like a $2 million market cap or something. I think I missed it. I should have bought that presale. Well, you know, a couple $1 billion and a couple thousand X's later, I sure wish I would have bought SafeMoon. So after that, I started trusting my gut. And if your gut feels right, get a bag. And, you know, then once you buy with your emotions and you buy with that feeling that says, yes, now I want to go and do that right now. Once you make that move and you click right through it and it just clicks and you deploy that first bag, then you can sit back and intellectualize whether or not it was a good decision. And maybe you add more to that. Maybe it 2X's and then you double your investment to get even more. That's sensible. But to not get an early bag of BUSDY right now is purely an act of madness.
That's definitely amazing. So I mean, I do have more questions, but I'd like to go as well on the marketing plans of the project. So I'm gonna let my co-host take that aspect. Brain Twister, I want to take that.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb. Before I get into the marketing, there were a few things that you've been speaking about that I would also like some clarification on. The first aspect would be your titty twister. It's a really ingenious idea and utility for the project. But my question would be regarding this sentence.
Twister, I think you're
Oh,
breaking up.
it was breaking up just a little bit when you got to the sentence. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, you're breaking up,
Page.
Brain Twister.
You said with the custom option, you can send assets without connecting your wallet. The bridge will automatically retrieve the sent amount from the deposit address. So could you explain what that means exactly? Because
it's hard to believe.
definitely
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but you can send
give access to your wallet for any token transactions to happen.
Yes, you don't even have to connect your wallet to the titty twister to send money across the bridge. There's no need to even connect. You can connect. The reason why we allow people to connect And this is the way Creative Cosmic, who debbed the bridge from BlockBlend, set it up. But the reason why is some people that are really into the anonymous narrative might not be that comfortable connecting their wallet to a dApp. So you don't even have to connect your wallet to send money across the bridge, which is pretty insane, pretty next level. You can connect it. There's no problem connecting it. But if you don't want to connect your wallet, you don't even have to, which is pretty mind-blowing stuff, guys. This is bleeding edge Web 3.0 technology. So yeah, BUSDY's more than just another pretty face.
All right, guys. Sorry for that. I'm back now. It was a network issue. Can you hear me?
Yeah. And I think your question was about not having to connect your wallet to use the bridge, which is true. You don't have to, which is one of the most amazing things about the technology, right?
Yeah, I was just curious as to, how that would then work, because you're going to have to give the bridge permissions and stuff for it to actually work, right?
You're going to have to give some permissions inside of your wallet if you go through all the instructions, but you don't have to actually connect your wallet to the dApp itself if you don't want to. It's just an extra step. To be honest, most apps are gonna work that way in the future, probably. By the way, the idea of connecting your wallet is kind of probably going to be out of date soon. To be honest, the idea of having a swap at all might be out of date soon. You're probably just going to send tokens straight to a contract address and get tokens back.
Yeah, that's fine, and it's ingenious for sure.
Yeah. It's very cool stuff. It's very cool stuff. I'm glad you're digging in. Yeah, if you guys can, for people that are just tuning in or people that missed it, maybe it got lost in the sauce. If some folks from our team can put the Titty Twister link and put our link tree and put the link to our Telegram portal up in the main chat so that people can check out what we're talking about. Maybe throw up the link to the white paper, Medium articles.
We can't post links, but a couple of us have DM some of the hosts and admins here at Gold Digger. So if anyone's got that link tree and they've already done it, but they can repost that in the chat so it's not buried, that would be great. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you just want to go, if you want to go to Titty Twister, that's TIDDY Twister, TWISTER, so tittytwister.com. You can check out what we're talking about and look at it as we're sort of walking you through it. Tittytwister.com. Also, BUSDY Token BSC.com has all the links to the Double D app and everything too. It's all the early version of the website. We're working on the V3, which will be a next step towards V4, which will be a next step towards V5 on the website. Which could get pretty sick.
Awesome. The second.
Oh, brain twister! I think you're cutting out.
His brain is getting twisted.
He's gonna try to reset there.
And I think, and Caleb, obviously, any more questions from your end, we're happy to answer. Also, I think I'm getting a couple of DMs from people that are in the group there listening, asking me to unmute them. I, of course, can't do that. But at some point, if you want to open up the questions, I think there's a few people that want to ask questions.
Yeah, of course, we'll definitely get questions from the community. Awesome. Yeah, but we just want people to get to understand the concept behind BUSDY first. It's not just about you come around and ask question, and questions are definitely important, but you want to know what the project is all about. You want to know what the utilities behind the project. You want to know the themes, and you want to know the plans they have on the project. So of course, we'll definitely get questions from the community, but we just want to touch basically about BUSDY and the marketing plans and stuff like that. I think we have Winchester back.
Yes, man, I'm back.
Oh, that sounds better. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. And man, the
All
service
right.
has been messing me up. But anyway, the second issue I had was, I mean, I know you explained the whole thing and everything, and you touched a little bit on how you can get the chart to pump, and I have an idea how you can do that. But my issue would be, I ran some calculations from your market cap to your liquidity ratio, and it was around like 6 to 7%, which for a project aiming for like a billion market cap in the future is really not stable. At least most liquidity pools would be asking between 20 to 30, maybe 40% in LP for that sort
No,
of.
that's too high. That's too high. You'll never get to a billion with 40, 30, even 20. But the ideal, I would just disagree. And I don't mean to just be so disagreeable, but LP is one of my sort of specialities. We're going to be just fine at around 8 or 9%. We want to thicken it up. 12% would be the most, because from a marketing standpoint, you don't want the liquidity to get too thick. You don't want it too thin either. But if it gets too thick, then you have a hard time giga pumping and getting on top gainers on CMC and CoinGecko. Like if you're saying you want a 20-30% liquidity ratio, that would be for a project that's just going to be a very slow kind of 3-4 year technology play, like something that's going to definitely maybe be great, but for something that's got some meme qualities, you want the liquidity ratio to be on the low end, not as low as we were. And that's why we are thickening it up. Yeah, I was happy to see it kind of getting over 7% today. And we are aiming for about 10 to 12% over time, which is why the marketing wallet's been going to liquidity. But there's a lot of marketing we can do just using our real world contacts that doesn't require the marketing wallet. Plus the team, we're all crypto millionaires. So when I want to spend money on marketing to become a legend because the project went to $1 billion, make no mistake about it, I will just deploy the capital and buy whatever I need. By the way, one of the reasons why PooCoin doesn't show the right amount of liquidity and Dex Tools does is because I already added 33% out of pocket to the liquidity. So we have 2 liquidity lockers at EXLock, and probably as soon as the weaker hands are out, there's a very good chance there'll be a few hundred beans stuffed and wrapped and put into the liquidity pool again. Obviously, I wouldn't tell people when I'm going to do that, but yeah, and I would just disagree. But I do think what you say, Brain Twister, it's sensible, but in another way, meme projects and bullish memes and rewards tokens that pump over $1 billion, they don't really worry themselves too much with that kind of thing. As a technology play and as a utility play and as guys that are smart and concerned about the same thing you are, we are looking at it and we are adjusting it. And that is the downside of a stealth launch. But I think 20, 30, 40% would be pretty thick, man. That would be hard to pump. I don't know if anyone would have as much fun with that as they're going to have with a nice, pumpy, bouncy, but stable enough 10, 12%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well said, man. Well said. I totally agree with that. And I was actually hoping you'd end at that 10-12% you mentioned. That was what was on my mind, because a lot of projects use the 10% liquidity pool as their benchmark, and it seems to do well. So yeah, good on that. And I guess that answers my question about that. So now we can move towards the marketing end. I wanted to know, I don't know if you'd be comfortable telling the community, but as you're going to be beginning the marketing push, like you said, and you're directing all funds from the marketing wallet back into the liquidity pool, does that mean that you would be paying, since you're already launched, any marketing agencies or people that you might, want to pay? Would you be paying them in your BUSDY tokens? And if that's going to be the case, don't you think that would hamper the growth that you're aiming for?
Yeah, we've never sold any BUSDY tokens from the marketing wallet to pay for anything. And we have absolutely zero plans of doing that. By the way, we only have about 6 million BUSDY tokens in the marketing wallet, and those are just there from buybacks. And then we kept them laying around just to have a few to give away as contests and things. But eventually, we've already burned 3.5%. But eventually, the number one move the marketing wallet is going to make will be those tokens will either be burned or wrapped as more liquidity. But there will never be a time where we sell any BUSDY tokens to generate marketing funds. To me, that's tantamount to the team selling tokens, so I wouldn't do that. But I know other projects do it, but it's not something I'm interested in doing. We have no doubts that we'll have the marketing money we need when we need it, because as we create volume, the first 10 or 20 million is not going to really be dependent on. We are going to buy PooCoin ads, but the way we're going to buy PooCoin ads is we're going to just buy every single ad on PooCoin for 72 hours. So no matter who goes to PooCoin, all you'll see is BUSDY for about 3 days straight. I'm considering buying a week of all the ads on DEX tools, and we're definitely going to buy all the ads on BSC scan as well. But that's something that will coincide with our first exchange listing, so that won't be for another. I won't give you an exact time frame, but another week or two.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Seems like you're really going to be putting your own funds into this. I
Yeah,
commend that. So
yeah, there might be some of our own funds coming into play if that needs to be the case, because we look at, as a team, we look at BUSDY as a loss leader. We look at this as, once we're the guys that took BUSDY to well north of $1 billion, we'll figure out how to find our next opportunity from that legend and from that mythology. So we're not worried about, and by the way, we could also just take, because we're, as a team, we have a couple max bags we bought right at the bottom. I'm already 100x on rewards on my max bag. So what happens when I'm at 1,000, 10,000, 100,000x on rewards, and I've got $500,000 in BUSD rewards from being an early buyer? Well, it won't be a problem at all for me to say spend $250,000 to buy every PooCoin ad for a week, because we're just here for the lulz, man. We're here for the legend. We're here to make a myth.
yeah, well said, man. Well said. I can definitely reason with that. So it's really great. I'm glad to see that you're going hard on this, and you're not just after the money, you're after making that legendary status, taking that and making sure that BUSDY and Astrip and as you are gets everywhere. I'm really happy with that. So let's see, what other question would I have for you guys? Oh yeah, it was mainly about the point you are in the chart right now. You guys are like 25%, no, sorry, you're 75% down from all-time high, and you're definitely increasing the LP ratio. So the marketing is going to be on a much harder standpoint, and it's going to be on a whole nother different level. Now, I know you said you can easily create those big pumps and stuff with your, what did you call it? Was it Giga Pump? Yeah, I think you called it Giga Pump. So
yeah,
are you going to be going through that same route, or maybe using the Giga Pump for those X's?
We're going to use every dirty, naughty trick in the book. We're going to use every trick you've ever heard of, and we're going to use a lot of tricks you've never heard of, because we come from a marketing background. And some of the companies that I've worked with, I actually worked with the company who did the SafeMoon marketing, believe it or not. I didn't even know that at the time, that I wasn't buying the pre-sale, because they came on later. But yeah, we're going to use all the standard marketing that you might expect, and we're going to use a lot of programmatic targeting, retargeting, getting a hold of psychographics and demographic groups of BSC buyers, and then getting in front of them with YouTube pre-roll ads, following them around on every platform they're on once they've fallen into our funnel. And we're going to create some very unique funnels. we're also going to be doing just all the dirty, naughty tricks that you can't even say on a recorded Telegram conversation. And we're going to make sure that everybody in crypto has heard of BUSDY. We're going to be using publicity, like some of the controversies that came up in a very polite way here. We're not going to be polite about those controversies. We're actually going to hire a publicist to put out stories that say, has crypto gone too far? The sexist crypto that's too sexy to be, should crypto be this sexy? And is this a bad, evil token? Because are these guys just the bad guys? We're going to do a lot of, we're going to pay to have people write bad stories about us. All the dirty, naughty
tricks. As bad publicity, huh?
Exactly. The right amount of controversy is not zero, folks. Yeah, so we do have definite plans. And, for each stage of the project and each market cap, different plans.
That sounds really awesome. I really love that.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of free marketing out of a little bit of controversy, but also some of the basic stuff can work really well too. Coinciding with a coin market cap, CoinGecko kind of listing, just having PooCoin ads for 3 days is also really bullish and really simple and really straightforward. And we're going to be doing the straightforward stuff and the really tricky kind of aggressive kind of next level stuff as well.
All right, that sounds awesome. I'd really love to. So yeah, that concludes my questions. Caleb,
All right. Yeah. Thanks for that.
We can move.
Yeah. Getting rock.
The community
No worries. Yeah. Before we're gonna move to the community, Les Campachi, you say you have something to ask the same way. The floor is yours as well.
Yeah, Caleb, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
All good. I think Caleb and Brainduster covered nearly everything that a person could have a doubts with. Like it was extensive, like in sort of integration there. Just something. While there will be a segment for later that about the website, a development of version 3 and all that. Would you guys consider reworking on the contract or something? And since there are a lot of new platforms that are possibly giving rewards without the contract selling, so would you consider going to any one of them and redeploy the contract, new contract, and have that feature in it sometime?
Yeah, actually, the guy who is the dev or one of the devs who came up with that is someone that I'm talking to. Well, we may deploy that on a front end of our website because we're going to be adding something called Flues Trade to our website. Because as we move up in market cap, eventually you want normies, right? People that don't usually buy cryptos on PancakeSwap to be able to buy your crypto. And so they're just going to be able to swipe their credit card right on our website using Flues Trade. And there probably is a way to integrate that at the point of sale and feed the distributor wallet without putting those reward cells on the chart. But as far as the reward cells go, we've got them managed now to where they're actually pretty small. So in a certain sense, yeah, it is always one of those challenges, but we have looked at it. But probably versus a redeployment, we would just integrate it into Flues Trade because a lot of our volume is going to come off of Flues Trade. And a lot of our volume will honestly come off of exchanges where places like Hotbit and places like Bitmart, the rewards are going to be substantially lower there too. And so that's where a lot of our volume will come from. And I don't know why someone would want to trade a crypto on Bitmart where they can't get the rewards that you can get on PancakeSwap, but a lot of people like to trade on central exchanges. And we're happy to take that volume and we're happy to have them add to our liquidity and add to our market cap and add to our spot price. And they won't be taking rewards. That's why it's so important to buy early and get your big bag early, because just holding a big bag early is how you're going to really get those rewards. But yeah, the people that come later, they're probably going to be buying it with a credit card on the website, and at which point we're definitely looking at integrating that. But yeah, good call. And feel free to DM me if you're talking about a different technology than the one I'm already looking at, because I do want to look at all of those for sure, man.
Well, I think they are nearly all the same, and it's sort of a new concept. Very few people, of course, it's not a new concept, but very little successful implementation of it has been very little. And I don't think
we just started hearing about that, right? It's funny how we launched, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm hearing about that everywhere. So it's like timing, right? But yeah, it is a kind of a cool idea, and I do think that there's a way we can integrate it without having to do a relaunch or a redeployment of the contract, because that's super annoying. And at any rate, actually, the contract sales, the way I have structured them, it's really bullish for the chart anyway, because you don't want something just to go straight up when you're giga pumping. It's almost nice to have those rewards come out, because it gives people a little bit of an entry, you know?
great everything. Well, from what Telegram I was reading the messages from earlier, and I saw that some pesky trader was using this to his advantage. He was selling, I think, beneath the contract trade and something like that. So maybe it will help you with that stuff as well in the future. Well,
some people try to trigger the rewards to get an entry. Yeah, you can try that, but it doesn't really work that well, because we're using smart math in the contract. So it's, you might get lucky, but that's, man, all the rewards contract tricks. You're a rewards contract guy, I can tell.
All good, man. Well, thank you for your time, man. Thank you, Caleb.
No, good talking to you, man.
Thanks for that, Kempachi. So I think that's all of the question, but I just have.
I think we got Monkey Boy has a question. Monkey Boy has a question. I wanted to get to. It might be one or two if we have a hot minute.
Yeah, of course, we definitely get questions from the community and stuff like. I mean, it's about time we do that, but of course, I'm gonna give a Monkey time to speak. But I just have one more question to ask you, because this is literally what I ask people, and to be honest with you, this is actually one of the basic aspects of a project. Even no matter the plans you have, even if you do have a great concept, but in the long run, this kind of issues happen on a project, and you see that's why you keep on seeing most projects always doing a relaunch and stuff like that. So the question is going to be about the smart contract. Was it audited, and by who was it audited from? Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually going through the first audit today. I think it's going to be done today, if not tomorrow. It's in audit right now. And then after that, I think we've got 2 more audits, and our last audit is going to be with CERTIC.
Awesome, that's great, because that's definitely important, because the reason why most projects fail is not because they don't have good intention, or they don't have great ideas about the project, or they don't have enough funds to carry out the project. Yeah, most of them fail because most of the contracts kind of at some point have issues, and that can
Yeah, this contract was already audited dozens of times before we deployed it, and then we've audited it again, and we'll be auditing it again after that. And the titty twister's already been audited as well. You can click on if you go to tittytwister.com and go down to the bottom, you can click on the audit for the titty twister. And NFT marketplace is going to be audited by the same people doing our audit now, I believe, and that's 11 smart contracts working together. But yeah, we're on top of all that stuff. We don't mess around with stuff that has defects.
Awesome. So I think it's about time we get questions from the community. Guys, you may want to raise your hand, and make sure your question should be involved with the BUSDY token. I mean, if you do ask a different question, I'm either gonna ban you or kick you out of the group. So I think we should get a first question from Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy, you can go ahead.
Hi, thanks very much. So straight off the bat, I'd be totally honest. I'm already an investor in this particular project. BUSDY's something that I actually stumbled across accidentally. Was quite intrigued by it all, if I'm totally honest, because there was lots of boobs on it, and then started looking into it a bit more. And so, well, you know, boobs attract eyes, etc.
That's
And then
exactly.
I started listening into the AMAs, and I did actually think this was going to be a bit of a, excuse me for this, another shitcoin meme. And I started listening to the guys in the AMA, and I absolutely, even if you're not interested in boobs for whatever reasons, then just pop over to the AMA after this, because there will be the VC after this, because there's always a VC after an AMA, and come and listen to what the guys talk about. It's an interesting concept for me, and I'm not on the team. I'm just a guy that's just put some money in because I think this is going to go somewhere. For me, I think this is really, really important. They launched in a bear market. They've maintained what they've maintained over a 5-week period, so it's definitely not a rug. They could have run away when it was at 3 mil and made a few quid if they wanted to. They didn't do that. They stay where they are. They're the only, and I'm in a lot of groups, and I've made quite a few pounds or dollars out of crypto. They're the only group token project that I've ever been in where they openly discuss what they're looking to do. They take feedback from the community. They do screen shares to show you exactly what they're trying to achieve and give you money back. They actually give you BSD rewards on a regular basis. It's a great, great project. Now, enough of the blowing smoke up Astro's arse. I've got 2 questions. So my first question is actually to you, Caleb. Have you heard enough of this project to make you excited? That question's to Caleb.
That's a good question. Are you feeling bullish, Caleb?
Sorry, I was kind of having an issue with my connection. So you
Well,
want to come again with the question?
The question was very simple, Caleb. Have you heard enough to make you interested in this project? You're the guy that's hosting this AMA, so subsequently people are going to take their lead from you, and I think it's important to see what your view is.
Man, you can ask Astro about it even before the AMA. I already popped one of the VC, and we had a discussion about the project. So one of the things I'm gonna say I love about what you guys are doing is the community itself is so crazy, right? You want to have a community where you get the community involved, you get people involved. The first day I come into the VC, I already felt like I was at home already, because the first question Astro was asking me is, hey, have you gone through our website? Have you done this? Have you done that? Do you have a question? That's what it should all be about. You want to get involved, not just because maybe you're there to make some exits, or you're just there to make some couple of money or stuff like that, but you want to see how the people addresses their investors, their community. So one of the things I'm going to say I love about the BUSDY, I'm not trying to advertise it, everyone can have their own research, but one of the things I love about it is the community involvement on the project.
Caleb, thank you very much. And for the rest of you guys listening into this, you heard that from your supreme leader, which is quite nice. So my second question is for you, Astro. Okay, we don't get to talk often enough because I'm not online enough, but there we go. So my second question to you is, give me a killer line. What's something that you're going to do in this project that is going to blow the rest of the market away?
Oh boy, into one thing. I would say the real mind blower for the first, say, leg up to 25 million, because there's some mind blowers that I don't even want to reveal once we get kind of cruising altitude. But honestly, and it's sad to say, probably the mind blower up to this point is just that what you touched on it earlier. What kind of team in the BSC is going to let something be parked at 2.5 million for days on end and not do anything to harm their own project or try to extract liquidity from it? where are you going to find a group of people that are all early holders that don't just extract? And I look at the order book. I know exactly who's made sells. I know exactly who's made buys. And for the most part, you see when we consolidate down here, which we had to do to thicken up the LP, which Brain Twister brought up a very good point. We had to do this. It's never the fun part, like consolidation that leads to capitulation that leads to the new price floor is not the exciting part, but it was necessary. And just to kind of be this sort of team, and not even just team, the early holders who all hold the floor and just let people that were chasing a pump get off the ride because they're scared because they haven't been in the 24/7 VC at BUSDY Portal, which hopefully you guys have a link to because we will continue this afterwards over there. But, to just have the kind of early holders and team that are just like, we know where this is going. We're happy to let people come and go and just collect rewards. And then we'll carry on with this moonshot. That to me is really special in the BSC because we have so many projects that are just here today, gone tomorrow,
Great answer. Caleb, thanks very much for letting me ask those questions. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Monkey Boy. Heck yeah, man.
Thanks, Monkey Boy. Later on, I'm going to give you a banana.
I don't know what that means, Caleb, but Monkey Boy might be excited.
Many people laugh at that, but do you know what? I do actually love bananas.
So anyways, let's move on to get more questions from the community. Next person I'd like to mute it, the Kryptonian. The Kryptonian, you're muted.
Yeah, hey Caleb, what's going on?
Hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm fine, man. Hello Astro Pam, hello Monkey Boy. Thanks for all what you guys are saying. I joined your Telegram channel and I love the way you welcomed me. It was really awesome. Yeah, so I just want to go straight to my question. It was something I saw on the roadmap about the NFT partnership and influences. I just want to know, for the NFTs, what sort of partnerships do you have in mind? Like, is it possible you can give us just maybe a tip or like a teaser for who you plan to partnership with the NFTs?
Yeah, I wish Flo is here because he's been doing some of the higher end influencer outreach. But what I can tell you is we're going to be doing one of a kind NFTs for influencers. We're starting with social media influencers, if you will, who work on the platform OnlyFans. And we're only dealing with the top 1% of 1%. And our community is going to be able to mint OnlyFans NFTs, and the OnlyFans influencers are going to be able to get a large royalty off of every time that NFT is sold. And so, for lack of a better word, a simp, if you will, someone who's a fan of this person on OnlyFans, will be able to buy that NFT and get exclusive offers from, we're going to be training. This is a plum assignment for members of our community to bring certain of the OnlyFans performers, if you will, or influencers into the world of crypto. And again, in a PG-17 way, because we're only showing you things you could see on Instagram. But some of these people who work in OnlyFans could make good use out of anonymous payments, anonymous bridge, and also probably an anonymous NFT, or if just a regular NFT that's a token of value that they might be able to use on their platform to give away exclusive content or exclusive phone conversations, these kinds of things. So that's one area right there. But that expands. We have really interesting visions for where we can take NFTs that go all the way to the sort of profane, if you will, all the way up to the sacred, like fine art and real estate provenance on fine art and, deed of ownership on real estate. And we see a very big vision for where we also have an escrow account that's going to be going into our utility stack at some point. and we see a very, very broad view of what NFTs can be. And it's more than just a fun JPEG. It's also going to be the deed to your house. It's going to be the deed to your car. It's going to be what proves your painting is real. It's going to be a lot of utility that people aren't even exploiting yet. And for those that have the early, there's only ever going to be 150 BUSDY NFTs that are tied to ownership of the profits from the website, because half the profits will be going to the early NFT holders. There'll be 150 NFTs that will get you 0.25% of the NFT marketplace profits. And then 25% of the profits from the NFT marketplace will go to marketing, and 25 will go to our holders, roughly speaking. I think Cypher has those numbers exactly off the top of his head. But basically, there's going to be a way that every holder of BUSDY makes money on all of our NFT deals. There's going to be a way you can make even more money by holding a BUSDY NFT, which gives you some of that profit. And we're going to pump your bags by using the revenue from the NFT marketplace to go into the marketing, so that we can hopefully generate enough revenue that we're able to actually always have our marketing tax go straight into LP, which is it's just a 360 win, you know?
Yeah. I totally get, man. I totally get it. Yeah. So that was mainly my question, but I don't know if I just kind of have a suggestion if you're up for it.
Sure. We love suggestions. That's where all our
Yeah.
best ideas come from.
Yeah, I was thinking probably about the NFTs. Since you're gonna be partnering with OnlyFans, I just want to know, for example, I watch animes, and obviously I love when all those women with big boobs and stuff like that, all the shits that happen.
Right.
But I just want to know if, for example, like I'm an artist. I use my PC and stuff, and I draw characters, maybe manga characters or anime characters. And I plan to sell such characters on your marketplace as NFTs. Do you plan to accommodate such sort of strategy?
You're actually in luck, because you're going to be able to also, on our NFT marketplace, you're going to be able to mint your own collections. Our NFT marketplace is not just about people buying our founders' NFTs or people getting OnlyFans girls. It's about whatever you want it to be about. You're going to be able to mint your own collection there, and then use it as a place to, in an inexpensive, convenient way, mint your own collection. And then you do whatever you do to market your collection, and it's going to be yours. And yeah, a percentage of those fees go back to the marketplace, which is the same way it is if you were to do the same thing on OnlyFans, or excuse me, on OpenSea. But yeah, it's going to be, it's actually, the UI is crazy too. When you start looking at it, especially if you're minting a collection, you're going to want to use our UI, because it really is the best UI in the game for minting a collection of NFTs. If you go to OpenSea or you go to Rarible, they're fine, but our UI is really what Emperor's done, and the team at BitBay who did our NFT marketplace for us, because we outsource all of that sort of stuff and partner and white label. Similarly with the anonymous bridge technology, which was Creative Cosmic and BlockBlend. But working with Emperor, this guy is a beast, and this is a creative guy, and we're going to just keep stuff rolling out. Once we have the BSC marketplace open, we're going to be doing Ethereum. We're going to be doing some incredibly bullish things with multiple chains and things I can't even talk about yet, because I don't like to talk about things till they're done. But anonymous NFTs look like we're definitely going to be able to do them. We may even be able to do cross-chain NFTs, which sounds crazy to me, but we're talking about how we can do it, and I think we're going to be able to. But as far as minting your own collection, that's going to be ready to go the second we're live. You could be the first to mint your own collection if you're drawing stuff. And if you're drawing stuff, we have a fan art competition going on for 2 beans right now. If you check out our Twitter, if you go to the BUSDY, I don't know if the link to our Telegram group is up somewhere in the chat, but if you go to the BUSDY Telegram group, you can find our Twitter link. And I think it's the pinned post on our Twitter. We're giving away 2 beans to some fan art. So if you're into anime and hentai and the cool stuff, you might really be finding your home there. And that's one of the exciting things that Cypher and I knew would happen is the larger we get, eventually we're moving out of the area where just people who are excited about bullish memes and BUSD rewards, that's giving away to people that are excited about technologies. But that audience will also kind of give way to, eventually you guys will all see, once the anime world hears about this, eventually they will come really dominate the culture and the conversation around BUSDY. And I'm excited for that day because you will see some crazy artwork. We saw the same thing happen on Catgirl when that blew up. And I'm excited for that to happen on BUSDY too. And so, yeah, and I love all that stuff myself.
Yeah, no problems. I'll check it out. Thanks for the opportunity, Caleb, and thank you for answering my question, Astro.
No worries, man.
Yeah. Before we go to the next question, Astro, I was kind of thinking about a suggestion, and I actually saw this within the community later on today. I was even surprised Last Compatriot didn't bring that up. I don't know if you've heard about this lady. I mean, I just knew about her today as well. My Khalifa. I was checking out how. Yeah, I don't know if you know about her.
How did you hear? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was kind of thinking that imagine you have a partnership. I mean, something like a partnership with her. I mean, that can go a pretty long way.
I can't confirm or deny any specifics partnerships, but there are some pretty big names. Some pretty big names that we're talking to get the ball rolling on the OnlyFans collection. And, that's all I can totally say. But, God, word travels fast in the BSC. It's like a goddamn sewing circle.
How the hell did you hear about that?
Well, I mean, I just saw someone chatting about it in our community today. And, I mean, I think it was from Last Compatriot. Last Compatriot. I think that's from you, right?
Well, that's one of those things about having a 24-hour VC is if you come listen in once in a while, we really do just do our team meetings in there. So you can get some front-running alpha out of it. That's for sure.
All right. Azakai, you want to go up next?
Okay, thank you very much. My question is somehow connected with a kind of a short story, but it's also connected with marketing aspect of it. There's a project somehow similar to yours, and at first when I saw the project and when they had their AMA on a particular platform, I was not okay with it because it offers some content and some of the, like your stuff now, the booze and the sexy things about it. So I was like, I was not okay with it. But later on, I think 2 years ago, 2 months later or 3 months later, I met a friend, and the friend happens to work on that very project as a mod. So the friend talked me through the project and helped me to understand the project very, very well. And the good thing about it, just to cut the story short, I'm now holding on to that very token as the project. I invested on it. And not just that I'm holding on to their token, I'm also having their NFTs. And the good thing about the project, again, is that it is organic and the growth is gradual, but the team is working in the sense that everything they stated on their roadmap, they are completing each one by one. Even some other projects are also selling their NFTs on their marketplace. So I want to know, what kind of marketing are you intending on doing on this project? Is it just the boom one that you get influencers to talk about your project and the hype goes up and everybody pumps in and then everybody pumps out? Or are you trying to make a slow but steady kind of marketing whereby it will look a little bit slow in the eyes of those who are not investors, like real investors, but it will look a little bit more quality in the eyes of real investors. So do you have a kind of a strategic marketing that may not be too bullish in the eyes of many, but something is going on? I don't know if you have something like that.
Yeah, and I won't. Yeah, exactly. I won't go over everything so far because we've gone over marketing a bunch. But definitely, if you got here a little later, probably good to go back and listen. But I will say this: one of our early investors, one of our whales, is kind of a BSC legend named Investomaniac. We actually have a lot of BSC legends invested in the project. If you know who M. CeeLo is, he was on the Baby Cake team that went over $1 billion. A lot of great friendly whales that don't, that are just here hoping to go over $1 billion and they don't care. It's moon or dust. But one of the conversations I had with Investo about a project he was also a whale in called Lucky Block. Some of you guys probably remember Lucky Block. Lucky Block's secret was that they sold Lucky Block to people that aren't even really too savvy about crypto. And they did it by just having a way you can buy with a credit card on their website. And that's why Cypher, you might be able to illuminate this a little bit, because this is one of the projects that I know is that you own for BUSDY, Flues Trade. And we're going to be able to just have normies buying crypto with their credit card, and they don't have to understand all the particulars about Pancake Swap and that sort of thing. So to bring it to marketing, we'll be selling this to people who don't usually even buy cryptos, but feel like maybe they're missing out on cryptos, or maybe they want to be involved in the next 100x moonshot, 1000x meme coin. And we can get normies to just swipe a credit card through Flues Trade. And someone else brought up a really good question too. That's where we'll be hopefully able to bypass the rewards mechanism in the contract and just feed the BUSD distributor directly from Flues Trade, going through that third-party technology that was mentioned earlier. But to sum it up, we're going to, at the end of the trail, we're selling a meme coin to absolute new people to crypto who don't even necessarily understand everything they should be understanding to buy crypto. But we're going to give them an opportunity to buy their first meme coin and probably ruin them for the rest of their lives, because after they 100x, after they 50x, after they 20x, 10x, because they'll probably be, buying closer to the top, because that's what normies do, right? They're not here getting the early alpha and buying at a $600,000 market cap. They're buying Floki at a 600 or a $1 billion market cap, and we love them for it. But this might also ruin them for Bitcoin, because when you buy Bitcoin, maybe a 4, maybe a 5x in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But you buy something like this and you see some major X's in a short amount of time relative to other projects. And they're going to think that it's a lot easier than it is to buy a great crypto. But Cypher, maybe you can give us an update on Flues Trade, because I actually don't even know what's going on with that.
So you pretty much, that's going to be coming in one of the future updates to the website. And that's basically what it is. It's just a user-friendly way for people who maybe have never traded crypto at all, or they've never left the safety of a place like, say, Crypto.com or Coinbase. They don't know about Pancake Swap. They don't know how to buy BNB, but it makes it real easy to step them through where they can just swipe a credit or debit card and come on in and get to the project. And people tend to forget what a small percentage of the population of the planet are actively involved in crypto, and an even smaller percent that are actively involved in microcaps and BSC projects like this. So there's a huge number of people that are hearing about, they hear about Bitcoin, they know crypto's a thing, but they just have never taken that dive, that we can market to in unique ways that a lot of projects aren't taking advantage of, to introduce them to a project. And like Astro said, once they're in the world, everyone's on their own to do their research and proceed with caution. But we want to create an environment where they can buy something with confidence in a way that they're comfortable with, and have an introduction to something, and give them a good experience. So we can introduce more and more people to crypto, which is going to happen. I mean, the adoption of cryptocurrency is happening at a rapid pace, as it were. But if we can help introduce people to something and bring them onto our project in a way that's easy for them to digest, then obviously we're going to take advantage of that avenue and make that available right on the website.
Oh yeah, and that is how crypto gets addictive. When you get your first 100x, and if you guys who haven't had your first 100x, or your first 1000x, or your first 10,000x, you really want to try it sometime. It's a fun thing to do, and bringing in those normies that allows us to market to them on platforms that you don't see a lot of crypto on, because crypto's pretty much Twitter, Telegram. Discord is kind of the world we operate in terms of social media. But what about Instagram story ads? And we find a demographic of people using the sort of, next level kind of data mining and sort of literally just buying big chunks of data, which I have access to. I can find out people who are interested in Shiba Inu, interested in Bitcoin, interested in crypto, who have a net worth of over $100,000, and I can get on their Instagram stories with a direct marketing ad that says, hey, you're thinking about investing in Bitcoin or Ethereum? What about something that does 1,000x? Bitcoin's already done its 1,000x. BUSDY token hasn't done its 1,000x. You want the next meme coin, the next Shiba Inu? Swipe up now. Imagine that, when you're running those Instagram story ads to pre-selected normies that have nothing but money and they don't know what the hell they should be buying other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. And all of a sudden, here's this crazy astropamp on their Instagram story feed directly telling them to buy BUSDY. They swipe up, they go to our website, there's Flu's Trade, they swipe their credit card, done, easy. They bought their ticket for a moonshot. That'll put some buys on a chart.
And that's massively bullish. But I have to say, take it back to what Cypher just said. How many AMAs have any of you guys been on where one of the core team of a project actually says to you, proceed with caution? That's a team that wants you to do the right thing rather than want you to do the thing that they want you to do. That's caring. That's this community. Come over to the VC afterwards and listen to what goes on, and then stay a couple of days and understand what we're all about. It's just a brilliant project.
Oh, thanks, Wongy Boy. And that's Cypher. He's a little more metered than me. I would say Ape Life Savings, and here's why. Because to you guys, I wouldn't say it on Flu's Trade. I wouldn't tell a responsible, father who's just thinking of doing some crypto investing to ape his life savings. But for you lot that are down here in the BSC going around to all these shitty projects, if you're not careful, you're going to die in the BSC a death of 1,000 cuts. And you'll get some nice 10Xs, and you'll get some 2Xs, some 1.4Xs, maybe even a few 100Xs. But over time, if you don't get a big bag of something that's going to 10,000X, that's going to 1,000X, something you can sleep on, something you can invest in and actually treat it as an investment. If you don't do that when the opportunity's there, you're going to have a hard time maintaining your bankroll. And this is definitely trading advice. And you can call it financial advice if you want. I'm not a fiduciary, so I can give financial advice freely. And I would honestly say this. I wonder sometimes why the strategy for people with BUSDY wasn't just get a big bag early like this at a nice, good entry. You guys have a great entry today. We've had to do AMAs where we were at a $1.5 million market cap. Their entry was not, was twice as, not as good by a factor of 2 as the one you can get right now. But you just hold a big bag of BUSDY for a while. That's going to grow. The value of that's going to grow. You're going to print some BUSD rewards and take your BUSD rewards and go into flip mode and invest in degens with BUSD rewards that are generating from your BUSDY hold, guys. That's an actual strategy that I think more people should really try to get a big winner. Don't just try to get the winner today or the 2X today. That's fine. But if that's all you do, it's so difficult to actually trade that way. And I know a lot of you guys know this. And you might be saying to yourself, man, why can't I get 100X? Why can't I get 1,000X? And I would answer that question with, well, would you know it if you saw it, if it was staring you straight in the face and all you had to do was buy a bag and then sit back and relax for a few months? And meantime, you'll be getting BUSD rewards that you can go play the degens with. That's just one way I would look at it. I would honestly say to a lot of you guys playing the BSC, put everything you have into BUSDY right now and front run what we're about to do, and that is financial advice.
Yeah.
If that sounds hardcore, it's less about me saying BUSDY is the best thing ever, and it's more about me saying it's really hard to find something that doesn't suck, and this is going to give you a chance to keep trading all those sucky projects to try to get a few X's using your BUSD rewards, if that strategy makes sense.
I agree with what you guys are saying concerning your marketing, because frankly speaking, I saw the post about you having an AMA here on the Go Digger. So I joined your Telegram earlier enough 2 weeks ago just to keep track with the way the community goes. And I found it so similar to the project I spoke about. But with the strategy and the way you guys keep your VC open often, at almost every day your VC is on, shows that you guys are open to communication. And that's nice. But there's something I would like suggest for you guys. I don't know if there's a kind of motivation on each of the mods or each of the team members to like have an in-person communication with individuals, even though they are investors or even though they are newbies, so that they'll get to understand the project from a different point of view, not just seeing it like a set stock or a pawn stock, but seeing it as something that can bring money for them later on in the future. So that's just the area I'm concerned about, and that's the focus I have on this project.
You're saying you would want the mods to engage more in the chat? Is that what you were saying?
Just above the chat, just above the Telegram space, like outside the space of Telegram and outside the space of Twitter. But like an in-person, they should talk to their friends, their family members, things like that. Because the person who talked me through that other project was a close friend, someone working on the team. And he changed my perspective.
I got you. Word of mouth. Yes. Word of mouth is powerful. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think that sometimes that's overlooked. And we could say that more to everybody in the community. So, yeah, I would say now I 100% agree. Sometimes it's your friend who you know invests in a lot of Ethereum who really doesn't mess around with degens too much or with meme coins too much. You might be able to have a conversation with him and say, listen, man, Ethereum's going to be boring for the next year and a half. Why don't you take a few big swings with a couple ETH and come get a big bag of BUSDY? And I think having that one-on-one conversation for all you guys that are already in the project or the new investors, welcome aboard. I see you guys are buying in. Yeah, that's absolutely a great way to do it. It's just one-on-one conversations with the friendly dolphins and whales you know. Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Word of mouth. Nothing like it. Best form of advertising ever is word of mouth.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Caleb.
Thanks for that, buddy. We'll just get a few more questions because we've run out of time. Kugaya, you're muted.
Hello.
Hey, buddy,
how's it going?
All right. Wow, I'm so impressed based on the BUSDY token, and I just want to ask a question because when I looked at the website and the graphics, that's both the stickers and everything, I'm like, although Caleb has already asked the question, because we as female, like, it seems like as in using the sticker, the boobs and everything as part of your token, I'm like, wow. Don't you think that, okay, female investors like us, merely looking at things like this, don't you think it creates some things, as in, I don't know how to put it, but I believe you've already explained on that aspect though. But another question
I would like to ask Kagua, is that how you say your name? Kagua?
Yeah.
How did it make you feel? Because the way that I look at it, as I think women are very intuitive and men are less intuitive. And so when you intuitively go to our Telegram or you talk to us or you see the images, you have a feeling that it's okay, right? right? That we're just being playful, I would guess. Or how does it make you feel?
It doesn't really make me feel any hard though, but looking at the female gender and all that, I believe the male genders will prefer it because that's the kind of thing they really want to see, and people will get to rush into the project because of the boobs and everything. But for us, the female, it's somehow though.
I think, well, yeah, you know what's, because I think women understand the power of boobs far better than men. And that smells like a bunch of men are going to come throwing their beans at this chart. So you better get in and buy a bag early because you know the power of boobs more than men do.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. And we really didn't go into this project saying, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a lot of boobs involved. It just kind of evolved this way, and we kept having more and more fun with it. And we kind of knew that it was a funny pun for the word BUSD to say busty. And that in English, that means a woman with boobs, you know. So we are having a little bit of fun with it. But if it ever gets too rowdy, we rely on people like you and Julie and people to say, hey, that's a little rowdy. And so we kind of know where the line is, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have a bag, Kigua?
Sorry, you say what?
Do you already have your busty bag yet? Are you in the project?
Not yet, but definitely it's a very nice project. So definitely I'm gonna get it back from it.
I love it. Yes, we're reaching out to all the women in the PSC, which, believe it or not, I love to see how many women we have in the Busty project because there's not enough women in crypto. All these boys would be a lot more friendly and less salty, and they'd have a lot more fun if there was more women around. So we salute you.
Hi, thank you. Then, sorry, another question I wanna ask. Am I allowed to ask?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I want to ask. Definitely before you started, you said the BUSD is bullish. You're bullish and everything, definitely. But the market situation is actually bearish at the moment. And I believe you're seeing the future, like for you to be confessing bullish and bullish. Like, do you have any strategy to maintain, to mitigate possible loss from your projects, because we don't know how long this bearish situation is gonna last?
Well, the good news is for a bullish meme, there's always a bullish meme factor, even in a bear market. There's always something that still goes up. Like one thing that's always a good thing to do is go to Coin Market Cap. Don't buy these because you don't want to chase green candles. But you can look at the top gainers on Coin Market Cap. My favorite thing to do whenever Bitcoin really dumps is go to Coin Market Cap and look at top gainers. And then you'll look at it and go, well, something went 8x this morning while Bitcoin was dumping. Oh, look at that. Something's up 1,600% while Bitcoin's dumping. So there's always something that's going. But as far as the broader market goes, because we are traders first and we're devs sort of second, which is actually good because you guys trading our token have allies. We're traders and we're your allies. If you had to ask me where I think the market's going, and I could be wrong because I did call the Bitcoin bottom at 20K and it did wick down to 17.5. But if I had to pull out my crystal ball, I think that the United States has a big election coming up in November, and the U.S. economy is not doing very good. And so typically U.S. politicians, which whether we like it or not, and I definitely don't like it, but the United States government has a good bit of control over the global economy. And what we tend to do before elections is we pump up our economy so that the people who are running our country can have a better chance of getting elected, which makes sense, right? So I would imagine we're about to see the Federal, Reserve get less hawkish on the markets and probably more dovish, and probably they're going to stop raising interest rates so much, which means inflation will go up, which is good for crypto, number one. Number two, there is an outside chance that Grayscale could approve a Bitcoin spot ETF in the United States. Not likely, but it's at least up for review next week. If that happens, Bitcoin's going to immediately go to 40,000, if not higher. I don't think it will happen, but I do think that over the next month or so, you're going to see the beginnings of a nice, strong bear market rally in Bitcoin that has price targets, honestly, of at least the mid 40,000s by the fall, if not possibly even higher. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see Bitcoin take another run at 60,000 this fall. And it seems so hard to wrap your head around that. You go, well, how can that be when Bitcoin's 20,000? Well, you can't know the future, but you do have to take your positions now and buy the fear, because by the time you feel like it's a good time to buy into crypto again because Bitcoin's at 55,000, you already missed most of the move. The legendary trade is to buy BUSDY at 700,000 in July when Bitcoin is at 20,000, and then just check back in October, November, and go, holy cow, Bitcoin's at 48,000. There's all this money in the market. BUSDY's at over $1 billion market cap. I'm so glad that I had the nerve and the bravery to invest that way. There's this crypto.com commercial that I really love with Matt Damon about fortune favors the bold. And I loved it. It gives me chills even talking about it. And maybe just because I love crypto and, but at the same time, it's just such a true fact about crypto investing. You have to be really, really brave to do this, and once you're already brave enough to invest in crypto, you might as well be brave enough to buy it when it's on a dip, to buy it while it's in a bear market, and then have the bravery to hold. Everyone acts like holding is easy. Holding is scary as hell, but you do it anyway. And then when you get to that point, you don't hold forever. You just gently sell a little bit at a time into strength as a project moons, and you lock in profits as it's going up, gently lock in profits as it's going up. And you might look back in 6 months from the future to now to this moment and say, wow, that was where it started. And 6 months ago, I put $500 into BUSDY, or I took that chance and I bought some Ethereum at $1,000 and now it's $7,000. Or I bought that $500 bag worth of BUSDY and I can't believe it. Now it's worth, I'm going to be buying a home with that $500 in 6 months. And I don't say that to hype you guys. I say it because I've seen it happen. It almost makes me emotional. I go back to the Cat Girl Telegram, which was a big moonshot cipher and I invested in. And I see people drop in their Telegram to go, man, I sold Cat Girl 6 months ago. I just love to come say hi because I bought my family a house with this money. That's real. That's going to happen for people. And it happens when you have the strength to just buy the fear.
Oh, thank you so much for that wonderful answer.
Oh no, thank you. We hope we see you over there at BUSDY. If you guys need that Telegram link, because we're always 24/7 in the VC over there, and if we don't get to everybody's questions, come on through the BUSDY portal and check out what we have going on, and you'll be able to find links to all our Twitters and our website and the Double D app and the Titty Twister and the Medium articles and the white paper and all that fun stuff over there. I don't know if Caleb or Brain Twister, do we have the link to the Telegram portal in this chat?
Yeah, of course.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, Kugaya, does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Favors
you.
the bold. Be bold, Kagaya. Be bold.
So let's get the last question from Chief Lewis.
Thank you, Caleb. Well done, Astro. I've been listening to your explanation. Now, there's something I observed. I remember joining an AMA. I can't remember the month, but when I read on your roadmap, on your white paper, you even mentioned it during the course of the AMA that you have a certain percentage for donation regarding people who are suffering from breast cancer, like what would I call it, like a research facility or something at that time. But when I checked your roadmap now, I know you must have probably revamped it. There's nothing like that there. This particular issue is very personal to me because I lost someone to breast cancer, and
Oh wow!
suddenly now I can see that you have 6% reward for your buy and 9% on your sell tax, but there's nothing regarding this particular issue on your roadmap anymore.
No, Chief, and it's good that you bring that up. Well, the reason why is because we started doing AMAs and we realized we had to talk about that for about 20 or 30 minutes in every AMA. And the majority of holders would have, your question is like, hey, I like that, which we liked it too. So what we did was everything from a $50,000 market cap up to about $1 million market cap that was collected in the dev wallet is going to go to that charity. And we actually had to turn that off just because we were getting so many questions about it where people would say, are you guys some kind of charity token scam, or how are you going to fund the project if you're giving money away? And it actually, I hate to say it, it turned into such a like thing people were asking about that we just kind of had to go, well, let's not talk about it. Let's just get everybody rich and encourage them to donate a little part of their money, because you have to for taxes anyway, at least in America. Just donate a part of your money to whatever you feel like donating to, and let's just make everybody rich. And during the time where we would talk about that, we are definitely doing that with that portion. And we just had to kind of turn it off because we were getting so many, not like your question was fine, but other people would be like, is this just a charity scam? So we had to kind of back off of it. And then once we got to about $1 million market cap, we started actually having development that we did need to fund anyway. So it kind of worked out, because at the time where we did that, we said, well, we have this dev wallet, but we really don't have a whole lot to develop because it's a rewards contract with a meme. So we might as well donate that. And that was the way we thought about it. And then as the project evolved, we started adding utilities. And so now we do have development needs anyway. So it kind of worked out, but there is a nice chunk, about $1,500 that came through the dev wallet at that time that we are going to donate. We've been having a hard time finding a legit research charity that will accept crypto. So if any of you guys know one, we have it ready to go, but we need to find somebody who will accept crypto. And we've been looking into that, but it's strange to say, but so far we have not been able to find anyone that will take crypto. So if any of you guys know of a good breast cancer research group or a group like that accepts crypto, please let us know. We are looking for them.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that clarification, because I was just confused and I needed to know. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and it was just down to that, what I said. We're pretty transparent about it. When people started going like, they start comparing you to like those things like Peace Doge or Save Ukraine kind of projects that really were sort of scammy. So we just didn't want the comparisons at some point. It's too bad though. It shows a little bit of the dark side of the space that you can't try to do something nice without getting punished. This is why we can't have nice things in the BSC sometimes.
That's the thing. People just want to make money, make profit, and get out of it. That's just about it.
They're like, how does that help me though? Wait a second.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, thanks for that, Chief Lyrics. Astro, how do you feel having 3 hours plus AMA?
It doesn't feel like any different than every day, because we go in the AMA over at BUSDY all the time. We work in an AMA. I feel like the last 5 weeks have been one giant social experiment where I live my life in an AMA.
However,
anyway,
it is the longest we've.
You want to say
It is
something?
the longest we've had. Yeah. I'm just saying it is the longest we've had, and it's been engaging. It's been really good to listen to the questions, which have made me think a little bit as well. And I quite enjoy the fact that you guys are taking the time to think through what you're asking us.
Oh yeah, totally.
Awesome. So I think this is how far we can go. But I just want to ask, what's actually, I mean, for those who really don't know yet, what's the buy and sell tax for BUSDY?
10% buy, 15% sell.
Okay. So guys, you want to check this out, but as always, do make your own research, right? Of course, I believe most of the things you must have heard here is definitely do amazing, but as always, guys, we are always advised to do our own research. I don't think Astro is telling you, hey, go buy in on BUSDY, you're gonna make a couple of X's, but I believe he's also gonna tell you to always make your own research. Like they say, if you do have more questions, hop into their VC, ask them about the project. If you're so curious about something, join the VC and ask them about certain questions, and definitely you get your answer. So, guys, always make your own research before getting involved in any project.
Yeah, we are 24/7.
Hey, Astro, have you bagged in yet?
So, I think this is how far we can go. So, boss, oh, you want to say something else?
Yeah, I'm asking Astro. Astro, have you bagged in BUSDY yet?
Am I bagging BUSDY yet?
Yeah, you asked me that on Monday on the VC on the BUSDY. So I'm asking you the same thing. Have you bagged in yet?
Oh yeah, we bought the bottom. We were the devs, so we got the contract. Only about 30 or 40 people got the contract at the time when I got it, so I got bagged up for sure.
All right, so you're going to be sharing from your bagged up too.
You know what? I didn't buy enough. I started getting so bullish.
Why? You're the dev. You have to buy enough.
I didn't want to have an irresponsible amount, but now I kind of wish I had an irresponsible amount.
All right, that's true. Nice. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. No, thanks for having us, for sure. Check out BUSDY Portal, and if you're trying to find all our socials or get at us, the easiest way is to probably go to BUSDTokenBSC.com, BUSDY token BSC.com. Go down to the bottom. All the socials are there. Come hit us up in the Telegram. You guys have a great group. I've heard nothing but good things about gold diggers from other devs, and really, really strong community here. And you guys asked all the right questions, but you asked them in a way that was really, really friendly, and just you guys are going to have my recommendation for sure.
Awesome. We love the feedback. So, what I mean, this is how far we can go, but what other words do you have to say to the community? I mean, like your final words or like a quick of action to the community here in regards to BUSDY.
I would just say if you catch a little piece of this vision and you come hang around long enough and keep this on your radar, and I see a lot of you guys have bought in already, and if you haven't already, keep the chart up, join the Telegram group, and I'm going to make you FOMO real hard next week. Next couple weeks, you're going to FOMO buy in when you see what happens next. I would encourage you to not FOMO buy in because you seem like nice people, but I need people to FOMO buy as well. And we're going to have people FOMOing all the way up. So I would say this is a great opportunity to catch that early ride, and you seem like nice folks. So we're happy to have you come over now. But if you also want to just keep us on your radar, because we're going to make you buy or cry, as the saying goes.
That's so true. There's an urban legend that everyone should remember. Someone put $60 in SHIB at this market cap, and when it topped out, they had $4 million. So just think that's true. Go and check it out.
That's a real one. And you know what? There's another guy that put in $70 and ended up cashing out 70 million. He did even better. And that guy does TV interviews and stuff. He's legit. People have sussed him out on the blockchain. So that is the beauty of a bullish meme. You don't have to go in real hard. Whatever a big investment is for you, you might think, well, what's $50 going to do? I should just go buy 4th of July in a couple days, or I should just go buy Squid Game 5.0 or something and try to get my $50 to be $250 by the end of the day. And that's cool, but maybe you put $50 in BUSDY, hold on to it for a couple months. It's going to give you way more than $50 in rewards, and then take those rewards and go buy your degens. It's just a strategy. It's so hard to find good ones, guys. I know right now, when Cypher and I found Catgirl, we found it just a little bit higher market cap than BUSDY is now. We found it at around $1 million market cap, and it was just this overlooked gem. And over the next 2 days, Cypher and I deployed over $50,000 into that chart, became the last of the big Catgirl whales, sort of, because it was towards the beginning of what came next. And we probably even started that maneuver. So someone was asking about, whether or not, I have bagged up on BUSDY. There's always a good chance I might be willing to pay a nice little premium for my next bag, and maybe just send this. If you follow, feel free to front run.
Awesome. Thanks for the information. So this is how far we can go, guys. If you do have more questions, like I said, hop on into the Telegram channel and ask a question. Thank you so much, the BUSDY team, for coming around. Thank you, Astro. Thank you, Monkey Boy. Thank you, Julie. Cypher Knight, you're all welcome to Gold Digger. And hopefully, I wish you a great success on the project.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cheers, dude. But
So
for the
I'm gonna be
record,
sending you
I'm just an investor. I'm not part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, your contribution counts as well. So we love that.
Thank you,
We
my friend.
appreciate everyone who comes around to Gold Digger. Either you're a dev, you're an owner, or you're part of the community. We do appreciate everyone.
Yeah, check us out at BUSDY Token BS.
Great. So I'm gonna be stopping the record, and I'll be sending you part of it in a private DM. So for the rest of, the team were generous enough to give out $200 worth of BUSDY. You want to be wise with that. I've selected few questions for that, and we still have some giveaways as well to give out. And we're gonna be doing this as always through a spin and wheel for lucky winners. But we all know the rules. All you have to do is join into the BUSDY Telegram channel and follow us on Twitter and follow us on our announcement channel as well. Then you have the opportunity of getting involved on the giveaway. Then for the BUSDY team, I don't